What's going on, guys? My name is Aldenero and welcome to episode 124, I think, of my Manchester United career mode on FIFA 15. We're starting this episode off with a Champions League game against FC Basel. This is away from home against a team with a very good home record against English teams, which of course is going to have no significance whatsoever in this episode because it's a computer game and it doesn't know that it has that. But FC Basel's team is very, very strange. It's like a 3-5-2 formation but with just one striker. Obviously that's so weird that I said that. It sounds so idiotic, but you know what I mean. With the 3 at the back and the 5 in midfield and then the 2 attacking midfielders, it's just a strange kind of looking lineup. We went with a 4-1-2-1-2 and I will let you watch the game unfold on the screen because I want to talk about something at the start of this episode. As a career mode YouTuber, generally you could be on episode 2 of your new series and you'll still get comments that say, start a new career mode with the team that I support. And it happens an awful lot, and it is kind of a little bit like deflating at times to read stuff like that when you've just started a whole new project that you're excited about. But I am thinking of starting a whole new career mode series to run alongside this one, really. I like this one, I want to keep it because it's been so long, so many episodes through, and I kind of postponed it for so long and still went back to it, and I am enjoying it once again, so I'd like to keep it that way as we go 1-0 up in the 40th minute through. I think it was Memphis Depay who got the final touch on that, and I think it was Vieto's shot. But yeah, so I want to start a new career mode, and it will be with an English team, and I will start one with a foreign team pretty soon as well. But after, like, EA have brought in this whole new system on Ultimate Team, and I was very strongly contemplating an Ultimate Team series of sorts, but I just don't know anymore with the whole new thing. Like, it's impossible to list players at the moment, and I think this is probably the worst possible time to start from scratch with an Ultimate Team sort of thing and just go through it without any of the aids that a lot of people get. I mean aids not in the disease sense but in the actual helping sense. But yeah, it doesn't really seem like a good idea at the moment, so I'd like to do a career mode instead. And the teams that I was contemplating using are Hull City, QPR or West Ham. I think I'm gonna do a separate video maybe tomorrow with a poll option, and you guys vote for which team I'm gonna be, as Gareth Bale rounds off that goal in the 85th minute to make it 3-0 and keep up his impressive goals to game ratio since joining us. We end that game with a 3-0 victory away, and Basel's impressive home record against English teams did not harm us at all. But here's a look at the squad report so that you can see how well players are growing and things like that. I think, I'm not 100%, but I think Timo Huppertz has been affected by that weird glitch that stops players from growing, and I always read comments saying send them on a short-term loan. That doesn't work. If the player is over the age of 21, the short-term loan thing doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't just stop the glitch from being a thing. So Timo Huppertz, luckily enough, is rated 86, so it doesn't really matter that he's affected by it because he's rated 86. He's one of the best players in the game pretty much at this point, so it's not too much of a big deal. But I think you can get rid of the glitch by selling a player to another team and then signing them back at a later date. I think maybe once they're with another team they'll grow properly, but I'm not 100% on that either. I'd like to find that out though once I do move from Man United in this series, which will hopefully be to FC Barcelona or Real Madrid at some point. That is the dream. But if that doesn't happen as well, I don't really know what I'm going to do with this series because that's just been my ultimate goal that I've been working towards. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about a new career mode series with one of those teams that I mentioned just before the squad report, and I'd like to read your comments and see what you guys think. I think a Hull City one, or like with any of the teams, it would be really interesting to, like, I tend to build my teams around exciting attacking players like Villalba, like 2 seasons ago with Leicester, or Gareth Bale this season in particular. I think it would be really interesting to like have a team built around the likes of Diame, Huddlestone and Curtis Davies instead. Like Hull would be really good because you could definitely play some nice defensive counter-attacking football with the likes of Sane Aluko and Abel Hernandez going forward up front. And I think your man Yannick whatever is a Sagbo, I think he's pretty fast as well. Hull would have a good counter-attack actually. They'd be a great team to play with a 5 at the back formation and go on the counter. But we are at the Stadium of Light for our next game, and Hector Villalba makes it 1-0 after 25 minutes. I actually changed to ultra-attacking at that point because Sunderland were playing some very, very defensive football, just holding on to possession, and it was pretty difficult to play against. But the ball comes into James Rodriguez in the 38th minute, who really should have gotten his first league goal for us. He only scored once so far this season, and that was in the Community Shield against against Arsenal on his debut, but he hasn't scored a competitive goal apart from that, which is a little bit alarming. But we come up to the 40th minute with Sunderland on the counter-attack, and Bridcut plays it to Jack Rodwell, who is obviously the best player in the world, and Mavrias got very lucky with that tackle, the shoulder barge from one of our players. It eventually comes to Kasami, who finishes it very tidily into the near post with his left foot. And that was a goal that annoyed me, mainly because my challenge on Mavrias seemed like it was good enough, but the game did this weird thing where it made my player run into Mavrias and push him beyond the defender, so that the possession didn't matter, and it was just a really strange moment. But Sunderland came forward again in the 51st minute or so with a really good chance that amazingly they managed to not score from. Then we come up beyond the hour mark with Bridcut playing the ball into Connor Wickham, who plays it into Jack Rodwell, who shoots with his left foot aiming towards the top corner, but the save is made by David De Gea. Then we come up to the final 10 minutes of the game, and I was kind of annoyed that it was 1-1 at this point, because I always seem to draw with Sunderland, and I was just thinking enough was enough. And Gareth Bale comes forward, his shot is saved, the rebound comes to Juan Jesus, and his shot is deflected, and I think did it hit the post? No, it went just wide of the post, but a really, really good save from the goalkeeper. I think it was Pantilimon, I'm not 100% sure. The corner kick gets swung in by Huppertz, and Gareth Bale goes for the header, aiming towards the top corner, producing another amazing save from the Sunderland goalkeeper. And then we come up to the 89th minute of the game, with Gareth Bale doing really well to get round Andrew Davies and then going for the shot, but it was cleared by the Sunderland defence. And we end that game with another draw in the season, which is not really ideal, because we want to be pushing towards that top spot, especially if we're looking for job openings at two of the biggest clubs in the world. They're not going to accept if you're not on target for winning the league, which is the goal for this season, obviously. So our next game is against Chelsea. We're in 4th place there in 2nd, only 2 points between the teams, and a win here would put us ahead of them in the league. So we've gone with a really strong team with Huppertz, Bale, Depay and Villalba up front. Chelsea's team has Hamsik and Cavani. They've also got Pjanic on the bench, and I find it so funny that I got Van Ginkel from them and I gave them Ander Herrera in exchange for that, and they never play Ander Herrera. The same way, what was the other player that I gave? Oh no, I gave them Hamsik, and he's actually playing, so never mind. But it's just weird, like, players that transfer, like, and the way that the AI just has a set 11 that they use every time. It's strange. But we come up to the 9th minute of the game where Daniel Kister scores on the counter-attack, and this was completely against the run of play. The opening 9 minutes were pretty much us unable to get out of our own half, dealing with Chelsea pressure, and then we scored through Daniel Kister, and Chelsea came forward just 5 minutes later with Hamsik on the ball, playing it into Cavani, who finds Eden Hazard on the edge of the box, and his shot was saved well by David De Gea, who was off his line. I find that helps goalkeepers with basic shot stopping, is if they're not on their line in FIFA. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but when they're on their line, they have a tendency to let the ball go through their hands, just like Courtois did with Kister's shot in the 9th minute of the game. But Willian equalised in the 20th minute, as it was coming the whole way through the game, a Chelsea goal. They're such an infuriating team to play against, specifically in this career mode. I don't know, I've never played another career mode, but Chelsea are definitely the team to beat. Like, they're the team I struggle against the most in terms of who I play against the most, and they always knock me out in Europe as well, and it's really annoying. But Timo Huppertz gets a second opportunity in the 39th minute to shoot, and his shot produces a great save from Courtois. And the halftime stats sum up my frustration with playing against Chelsea. Like, what can you do when you're on the receiving end of a team playing with 66% possession in the entire first half, because it's so difficult to tackle them? We come up to the hour mark of the game with Filipe Luis on the left hand side of the pitch. He plays it into Nemanja Matic, who picked up a booking in the first half, and his pass finds Edison Cavani, who plays it into Willian, who had a really good game, and again his shot saved by De Gea, who again was off his line. That's just a weird thing that I've noticed. They have less of a tendency to like punch it into the net when they do that. But in the 82nd minute, Gareth Bale does what he does best and just goes on a surging run after picking the ball up in his own half, and he runs around every single Chelsea defender, and I thought he was going to score into the near post, but his shot was blocked by Kurt Zouma and put out for a corner kick, which will be taken by Gareth Bale himself as he swings it outwards towards Chris Smalling. His header is saved by the keeper, eventually cleared by the Chelsea defence, and the game ends in another draw for us, 1-1. So I think that's our 16th point of the season, Chelsea being on 18 and us needing to win and hope that Chelsea lose in the next few games, because we want to get into that first position in the Premier League. Because I think once a team like, I think Barcelona are not doing so well in La Liga, because I checked on the, like, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago or something, and I think they're going to be looking for a manager, and like, if you, that's around November time, and that's coming up really quickly, and if you don't have every single thing on target when it comes to your goals for the season set by the board. Like if they want you to be in first place in the league, you have to be in first place in the league in order to get a job opportunity somewhere else. It's really stupid, nonsensical, arbitrary criteria that the game sets about, that doesn't regard things like form and consistency and what you're doing for the players and stuff. But that's career mode, and that's why Chinese Sports made a whole entire campaign to change career mode. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like on the video. That would be much appreciated. I've been Eldeniro. Thanks for watching.